One last Christmas project for the year, a vintage-inspired elf gift box. Welcome to Up All Night DIY. I'm Monica. Thanks for joining me. I'm hanging with these talented ladies today and some of my most favorite creators: Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, Annie of Crafting with Indiana Jones, Jody of Jody at Southern Seasons, Shelly of Repurposed My Way, Zaina of OK at Home DIY, and Marika of Marika Creations. This is the lasting Thrifted collab. Let's get into it. I have here a paper mache box that my friend Barbara Jean gave to me. She only needed one and she had a set of 3, so I got the rest. This is my thrifted item. And of course, we're going to need some Model Magic. We're also going to need some scrapbook paper and some paint. Let's get started. First things first, we'll apply 2 coats of Ceramic Coat Watermelon to our box and the lid. We're going to give it a top coat of Mod Podge. I'm going to use a cosmetic sponge to apply it. This is my preferred method, but however you want to do it, paintbrush, sponge brush, whatever works. I'm going to make sure we do the lid too. Now let's grab a handful of clay and knead it to condition it. You really want to spend a few minutes on kneading it. I really feel like the kneading part and the manipulation of the clay keeps the clay from cracking. And we're going to roll it flat. I want some body to this, so I'm going to roll it thin, but not too thin. I want to say about 1/4 inch. I cut an oval from cardstock to use as a template for our elf face, so I'm going to lay it on my clay and trace around it with my needle tool, just enough to make an impression. Going to use my clay blade to cut it out. I'll flex it to fit the arc of the oval. It almost goes the entire way. This thing really comes in handy, especially for projects like this. Okay, we're going to repeat the same thing on the bottom here. You know what, let's flip it around so I can see better. And we're going to lop off the sides. I'll center the oval on our freshly painted box. You may want to add some glue to your clay. I didn't, and it stuck no problem, so it's totally up to you. I just pressed firmly, and it stuck. I'm going to cut a circle from some flattened clay. This is going to be his ears. So we're just going to cut that circle in half. I'll attach these close to his face. I want a wee space between his face and the ears, and they're going to be slightly higher than his face. Again, just pressing firmly. We'll get the other one on. Right, so let's give the ear some detail. I'm just going to add a wee curved line to give a little bit of definition. I'm also going to add a light impression of an eye line with my wee tool here. This is really just so I know where to place his cheeks, which we're going to make right now. I want plump cheeks, so I rolled a good sized clay ball, and if you want more subtle cheeks, you want to go a little smaller. So we're going to cut this in half, which will squash them ever so slightly, giving them an oval shape perfect for the cheeks. See? Using those eye lines as a guide, I'll place the cheeks just below them, pushing them on with the palm of my hand, trying not to screw up the shape too much. I'm going to roll over the seam where the cheek meets the face with the handle of my tool, and you guys know that a paintbrush handle works too. This will merge or incorporate the cheek clay with the other clay. It'll close up any space that there may be. Using my ball tool, I'll press from the underside of his cheeks to create his dimples, And I'll keep my finger across the top of the cheek so it stays in place. You feel me? I don't want to knock the cheek off. I'll roll a small pill shape from some clay for his nose. We're going to pop that right between his cheeks, and we'll incorporate that the same way we did the cheeks. Let's make an even smaller pill shape for his chin. We'll pop that on, and you guessed it. We're going to incorporate it. Once this is done, we'll let this guy sit overnight to dry. I backed my scrapbook paper with some cardstock, and I drew a circle that's about an inch bigger than the lid of the box. I also added green lines to the paper. I wanted to pull that color in. I wound up redoing this because the lines were an absolute hot mess. Anywho, I marked the center of the circle, and we're going to cut this out. We're going to cut a slit straight up from the edge to the center point to create a flap. Okay, so this paper circle is going to make the point of his hat, forming a cone. So we're going to pull one end of that flap over like this, make sure it fits on the lid, and then we're going to glue that flap into place so that it maintains the cone shape. I run a bead of fabric glue around the edge of the cone and I attach it to the lid. I just want to make sure, that it's lined up with the edge of the lid. And we'll set that aside for now. Right, so our elf is dry and ready for paint. His face and his ears will get 2 coats of Ceramic Coat Tawny. We're going to use some Folk Art floating medium to do a wee bit of shading. So I have here a small flat brush. I'm going to prep my brush by getting a healthy coat of the medium on there, this clear gel here. I'm working it into the bristles. I'm going to side load with raw sienna, scooping it onto the corner of my brush. I stroke the brush on my plate to load the bristles. This will blend the medium with the paint, giving me a gradient of color from dark to light. It's kind of hard to see with this color, I think, but trust me, it's there. So with the paint corner of my brush at the edge of his ear, and we're going to do the same thing with his face, where I want my darkest shadow, I'm going to float in my shading. And I reload my brush frequently, well, as needed. Okay, now that his ear's done, let's float around the perimeter of his face. I'm going to do this the exact same way. Just going to pull that brush right along the perimeter of his face and reload whenever I need to. Let's float across the top of his cheeks and his nose and chin as well. I'm going to use the detail brush to add a line above his cheeks, kind of like a bottom eyelid. Also, I did pencil in his eyes and mouth with a brown pencil, so we're going to outline those with raw sienna as well. There we go. Okay, let's outline his mouth. You know what? Let's add his eyebrows too while we're at it. We're going to fill in his eyes and his mouth with hippo gray. And you know what? We're going to do his eyebrows with the hippo as well. So I hope everybody is ready for the big holiday, no matter which one you celebrate. I think we're pretty much ready. We just still have to get our turkey and ham. But other than that, everything else is pretty much done. Now we'll fill in his mouth. Same way. I'm going to go slightly above the line that's already there for his eyebrow. That way, that raw sienna line acts as a shadow, a little bit of shading there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to dry brush his cheeks and his nose, and I think his chin as well, with Ceramic Coat Sun-Kissed Coral. So I loaded my brush with the paint, then scrubbed most of it onto a paper towel, so there's just a hint left on the bristles, and I gently brush the color on. Dry brushing gives a soft, diffused look, so I start light and I build my color until I'm happy with it. Also, I like to use a stiff bristle brush for this. I think it makes it a lot easier to handle and diffuse the color. Let's get a little on his chin. He needs some character lines, so I'm coming in with raw sienna and adding those around his eyes, also known as crow's feet, but character lines is a much nicer way to say it. I'll float on some white highlights. We load the brush the same way as we did to shade. I'm adding the highlight anywhere I think the light would be reflecting, and basically anywhere that I think would look good. We're going to hit the high points across his cheeks, nose, and chin with the highlighting as well. Not so sure you can actually see what I was doing there. Also, I add some highlights with my detail brush to his character lines and his eyebrows, and his nose and chin, a little under his eyes while we're at it. Give them a little lift. Right, so I added swirls to his cheeks and dotted highlights in the corners of his eyes. I didn't realize that the camera was off, so sorry about that, guys. I feel like he needs some sparkle, so I'm going to dot his cheeks and nose with Mod Podge, and I'm going to shake on some glamour dust. And then, once I get that all taken care of, what I'm going to do is spray him with clear matte sealer to keep the glitter from shedding. I mean, this guy, he needs a little sparkle. He is a Christmas elf, so glam him up a wee bit. Time to embellish. I'll trim his face with metallic pipe cleaners. I twisted a red and green pipe cleaner together, and we're going to attach them with some hot glue. This is a really cute, quick, and easy way to add a little bit of glitz and to trim out his adorable wee face. Just going to clip off the excess. And we'll glue that down. Alright, so there we go. Looks pretty cute. I twisted together some of the red and green, that chintzy wire Dollar Tree garland to trim out his hat. So I'm just going to go right around the perimeter with it. I'll be using hot glue to attach it and burning my fingers the whole entire time. I'm going to go around a second time because there's still a lot of the lid edge showing, and I'm not really feeling that. And we're going to add some of this trim to the bottom as well. Looks cute. Kind of wish I had twisted some silver garland in as well to lighten it up a smidge. But otherwise, I think it's pretty cute. I pulled this holly doodad from a Dollar Tree bell to add it to the top of his hat. Let's glue that on. I'm just going to use a little hot glue. Well, let me get rid of these things first, and then we'll hot glue it on. Oh yeah, I also added a few white quasar stickers around his face to pull in more white, lighten it up a bit, and add some lift and a mid-mod element too. I don't know why, but I didn't think to film that part, but you'll see it in the end. Right, so let's get this on here, and this guy is done. Let's take a final look. I had really wanted to make an elf this Christmas, and I'm so glad that I decided to do this as my final project because I love the way he turned out. He's not only a really cute way to package a gift, but he's a gift himself. He can act as decoration afterwards, right? Let me know what you think. I think he turned out really cute. Please be sure to check out all of my wonderful creator friends. All of their channels will be linked in the description box. All of their projects are amazing, as always. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Cool Yule, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, I wish you all the best. Please be sure to come back next week because every year I do a New Year project, and this year some of my friends are joining me, so check back. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Stay creative, my friends. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Up all night with Monica.